Welcome back to Ragebrew and your cues. So you've got a few people already watching, so throw me your questions. Throw me your considerations. Do forgive me, I'm having a conversation with a friend of mine about diet and the like, and some issues they're having with their roommates. So forgive the tick attack, but I'm not talking to him directly. I'm talking to you guys directly. Da-da. Hey, it's Kiss. Pet the kitten and see what she demands. At the same time, it's sort of a season. Hiking on my head. Hey, inexpert, glad to see you stopping by again. Working on getting this set up to be a, when I do these, I stream games and the like, but I don't have any HDMI 2 cables floating around the house, so I gotta go buy some. Nice kiss. My adorable little murder machine. She hasn't brought me in anything as of late. I'm concerned, is there just no good beasts on offer, or are you eating them all before you bring them to me? Addicted to the sensation of cold kitten ears. One of those odd tactile things that I am quite fond of. What do we got? Oh. A quiet night, but I see 4 people watching. Give me your questions. I want your questions. I like questions. Because frankly, these are, am I into ASMR? Kinda, in a way. Like when I'm laying down to sleep at night, I'll have my headphones on and I'll, listen to a YouTuber doing their thing and, have them tell me a story as I drift off to sleep. But just, the listening to the sounds of someone crinkling paper or murmuring into a microphone, nah. Not exactly my cup of tea, but, who doesn't like a good bedtime story? Especially if it's from a particularly soothing melodic voice. No, I've passed out to text of the Black Pants Legion quite a few times. Favorite YouTube channels? There is the Black Pants Legion, Kurg Smash, Science and Futurism with Isaac Arthur. Now let's pull up who else. Roll 1D2 Games. He plays a particular couple of games I enjoy a lot of. Let's see. Brava Alpha Busa. He's the guy who did If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device. Crazy Boars Productions. He's a funny drawer. Let's see. Dova Hattie. He does a history of Rome in an incredibly biased view, but he makes it well known that this is an incredibly biased view done for humor. Please do not hate me. Eckhart Slaughter. He does Star Wars stuff. Fact Fiend with Carl Smarwood. I like him. Let's see. Grim Dark Narrator. He's nice. Hot Diggity Demon. I remember watching his stuff back in the day. We're going for favorite ones. The Killian Experience. He's cute. Knowledge Hub or History Hub or Alternate History Hub. They're pretty entertaining. Life of Boris. He's fun. Lore Reloaded. He's fun. Miracle of Sound. I like his music. Necrit. He does League of Legends lore. What else? Just going down the list. Remy Down Under Gaming. He is very entertaining. Rycon Roleplays. I like, he's the one that taught me how to play Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Scooch. He does cutesy stuff. Seth Zincha. He got me into a lot of games. Terrible writing advice, because it's not actually terrible writing advice. It's quite good writing advice if you can look through the bullshit. The Volgan, because he does a lot of stuff on the SCP wiki, and I like some of that stuff. Some of those articles are pretty good. Tierzu, he's fucking hilarious. Y Guy, another League of Legends player, and Zifrank1, because I like that stuff. A lot of stuff, Mike G. Whole lot of stuff. And, you know, it's why my room's still intact. Hasn't been turned into a jail cell yet, because I'm planning and preparing. And if I'm told not to do it for the people I'm doing it for, I won't do it. Yes, I have watched Epic Rap Battles of History. They're fucking great. I wish they do more stuff, but, you know, that's how it goes with all creative artists. I'd love to see you make more things, but I understand that life only has so much time for you to do passion projects, because you got to keep a roof over your head and the lights on. That's why I automate the means of production. If you don't have to worry about keeping the roof over your head and the lights on, you can spend a lot more time making neat stuff. No, those are just the list of my favorites, the ones that I'm always happy to... favorite rap battles of history? Ooh. I really like the Eastern philosophers versus the Western philosophers one. Which game have you spent the most time playing? Ooh. Overall, that'd probably be WoW back in the day. But, oh, and League of Legends. I've sunk way too much time into that game. There's Stellaris. I've got what? Stellaris, 1,101 hours in that game. What else would qualify for most time played? Where are you, RimWorld? Let's see, RimWorld, I've got almost 400 hours in. Endless Space Force, Endless Legend, I've got 131 hours in. Crusader Kings 2, almost 300 hours. No, a lot of games I've got, you know, about 100 hours in, 200 hours. But if you're looking for the absolute most, that would be Stellaris at 1,101 hours. I actually do intend to play a game of that once I start live streaming games, but I haven't played a game in over a month. I've been too busy. I'd like to get back into them, and frankly, I think that would help me a lot to start playing games again, but there's so many more important things to do than play games, even though playing games would help me. Gotta make those two wires mesh together. Yes, you can make a difference while having fun. That's why I'm looking at getting some HDMI 2 cables to link up to my video card so I can have two streams going. Well, two screens going, so I can play the game and look over to the side and see what you guys are saying. Yep, be safe. Stay safe. World's a crazy place with a bunch of crazy people in it. I just happen to be one of them. Let's see if Mitch... Shitty roommate. Shitty roommates. Fucking shitty roommates. You know, you are living together in a household. You should get along. And if you don't get along, why the fuck you living together? Yeah, I've heard Portland's going off night after night after night. It's a constant battlefield down there. And I just hope that the protesters are staying safe. Because fucking chemical war crimes. I'm never going to not say that the use of CS gas on civilians is not a war crime, because it is. Doesn't matter if we're not at war. It's still a war crime. I don't care if we haven't agreed to all the terms of the Geneva Convention. It's still a war crime. I also heard recently that New York City is setting up its own autonomous zone. It's not an autonomous zone. It's an occupation protest. An autonomous zone means you're trying to make a new nation. We're not. We're trying to fix this nation. I keep getting people telling me that, oh, well, if you don't like it, leave it. Nah. I'd rather fix it. And if you don't like me trying to fix it, you should leave. Because you're the problem, not me. Like all these motherfuckers who don't want to wear masks. If you wore the mask, we wouldn't have to wear the masks. Because the reason for wearing the mask would go away sooner. But no. You think you're being oppressed and you just can't wear it and blah fucking blah. Cops are doing what they always do. Sticks out, move back, smoked, and pepper shots. Yep. Assaulting American citizens for using their First Amendment right. So, I mean, for fuck's sake, there was some violin vigil going on for a guy's, a violin vigil for someone who was killed by police, and the cops show up in riot gear to this group of violin musicians playing away, and they fucking force them out. Fucking pepper spray people and beat them with sticks. Over what? A fucking vigil? Yeah, that fucking sure makes you look like you're good guys. What's my opinion on the cops not moving into the chop yet? All bark, no bite. They can keep saying they're going to do the thing, but until they do the fucking thing, I don't give a fuck. Because you've been saying you're going to do it since we got there. Why ain't you fucking done it yet? It's a ploy to save face and make it seem like they're actually trying to do something when they're not. Exactly, M Street. Like, America is a nation founded on protest. Hey, England, why we gotta do this Stamp Act thing? Fuck you, give me money. No. Hey, England, why are you charging us so much for tea? Fuck you, give me money. No. Hey, England, why you got armed guards in Boston that just killed some people? Fuck you, shut up and obey. How about no? And et voila! The American Revolutionary War begins, and America's formed. And we protest shit. Don't accept the status quo. If it could be better, make it fucking better. Don't just sit there and go, this is as good as it's gonna get. Yeah, America is an experiment. And one thing about experiments is, well, this didn't work, let's try a different way. Let's continue refining the fucking hypothesis and theory until we can get it correct. That's how science works. That's how you experiment. You go, well, that didn't work. Let's try something new. But no, we got folks who are all about the fucking, no, it's perfect the way it is. Do you honestly think that? Do you genuinely believe this is as good as it can get? Because I beg to differ. You know, I look at a lot of the fucking European countries and what they're doing, and it's like, okay, they have less people and less resources than we do, and yet they're doing it better? Why aren't we doing that? Oh, because isms! Who gives a fuck? They're doing it better. Why aren't we? You know, yes, I would like to see America made great again. But the way that the fucking Cheeto and Chiefs trying to do it is not. It's not. Frankly, all those fucking folks on the front line at the protests, they're trying to make America great. We might not all agree on, what exactly their definition of great is, but I'm pretty sure we can all agree what we've got right now is absolute shit. Oh, something from Bob. Nope, that's a number. What's your opinion on monoculture food? You mean like growing a single crop in an area over and over and over again? That's bad. We learned back in the fucking dark age that crop rotation is good for soil. You take plants that draw nutrients out, and then the next season you plant plants that replenish those nutrients so your farm stays fertile longer instead of having to use synthetic fucking fertilizers constantly. Crop rotations, we should be doing it. Oh, but macash crops. You would make more money if you weren't paying for fertilizer. Yeah, Olden. I thought that Trump was going to keep its zealotous fervor for Trump, and I'd have to deal for another 4 years of that shit stain. But now his own actions are driving his own fucking user base away. And people are starting to wake the fuck up that left, right, both want to step on your neck. They don't give a fuck about you. They want you to be their fucking pawn. Red or blue. Fuck red or blue. I want to wear purple. I like purple. It is a very pretty color. It's actually my favorite color, dark purple. America's shit because of a variety of reasons, M Street. It's not just because of law enforcement. Law enforcement is a facet of it, without a doubt. But another large facet of it is this fervently individualistic nature. Yes, I am all fine for the individual. I want everyone to be happy. However, so long as it doesn't fuck with other people. Do what makes you happy, so long as it doesn't hurt other people. I'm going to be preaching that message until I die. Because, frankly, it's got that nice individual part. Do what makes you happy. And the communal part, so long as it doesn't fuck over other people. Because, frankly, if you enjoy fucking other people over, I think you're evil. We had better tasting bananas back in the day, but 1950s they had a disease, and now we have monoculture nasty ones that happen to look like the old ones. Yep, that's why banana-flavored candies do not taste like modern-day bananas, because they taste like a series of bananas that is now extinct, because they were genetic clones of one another without any diversity in them, and some fungal, I believe it was a fungus, got onto the plantations and just wiped them all out. And it's happening elsewhere. That's what happened with the Irish potato famine. Some nasty little fungus got into the fucking potatoes, and because the Irish farmers were using potatoes as their primary form of nutrients, because potatoes are very effective forms of nutrients, they starved to death because their British landowners told them, no, you don't get to eat the cows that you're sending us. Keep sending us all beef and starve to death. This is for your own good. Oliver G, not to change the subject, but I have a question regarding the chest. Please refer to it as the chop. You missed the memo. But, do y'all need garbage cans? I've noticed that trash cans there are overflowing. Well, back when we had more folks down there were folks who would do trash runs. We've got at 13th and Pine, there was this big gray dumpster we had where people would do a trash circuit, empty out all the cans, put it in new bags, and throw the trash away. But because it's getting more and more hostile to be there and greater risk, we've got less people on Moop Patrol. Moop, matter out of place. It's a Burning Man term to refer to any trash. And, the city doesn't send in its trash workers because, they're afraid. Well, I don't know why. There are people with guns there. Washington is an open carry state. I could walk around Port Orchard with a long arm strapped to my back, and I would be legally in the right. We have literally thousands of different banana species to eat. Capitalism is dumb. Agreed. And variety is the spice of life. They sell off this one kind of brand and just choke everything else out because, it doesn't sell as well, so why should we sell it at all? Because if you gave people the option, they'd probably buy it. I've seen red bananas. I'd love to try a red banana. Never seen one in my fucking supermarket. Plantains. That's another species of banana. I hear they're really good when you fry them up. You actually have to fry them because otherwise they're too tough and sinuous to eat. We live in a time of unimagined abundance, and yet we still have people starving. I see a disconnect here. Yeah, the potato is a good crop. Potatoes are high in calories. Calories keep people fed. Also, fun fact, potatoes and butter. You could go from crib to coffin eating nothing but potatoes and butter, and you would remain nutritionally sound. You would not suffer any vitamin deficiencies. Yeah, black apples. I saw the picture on that. I'm like, holy sweet Jesus, Gothic apples. I want to try those. But they'll never be sold in the supermarkets because where's the money in it? Well, the money's right here, and I'm willing to spend it on something besides fucking red delicious. I'm tired of red apples. Give me the black ones. I mean, Oliver G, if you want to bring any supplies to the shop, I am sure they would be welcomed. As people have been evacuating, taking their stuff out, stuff is in short supply. At all the co-ops I see, there's always, this is the shit that we need. And I even posted up a picture of it. Yeah, I can buy seeds and then plant them and then wait, 5 years for the fruit tree to mature. I could go to a nursery and hope that the climate around here is suitable for them. Or, capitalism could do the thing and provide the widest variety of options to me. Only if I'm invited to, Oliver. I'm only going back to the shop soon if I am asked to return. Folks there got a direct line to the Night Watch. We gave them contact information and said, call us if you need us. Call us if you want us. But frankly, in my opinion, the shop has reached a point of stagnation and entropy has set in. People are fleeing, the momentum has ceased, and people are staying on only as long as, they can keep the spirits up, and the spirits are dwindling. Capitalism can be useful if it is not used to perpetuate a system of poverty. To perpetuate, there must be the poor, and there must be the rich. Why not have everyone on the same level? Why not allow those to excel to reap the benefits of their excellence? As much as I hate Jeff Bezos for being a fucking dragon in human flesh, dude made a thing that was great, and people bought that thing and used that thing, and, he has enough money where his workers could be in the lap of fucking luxury. $50 an hour for working at Amazon. He could afford that for all of his employees out of his own fucking pocket. But no, the guy wants to be the first self-made trillionaire. No one has need for $1 trillion. No one has need for $1 billion. That's why I said, set the hard cap limit for personal wealth at $999 million. And once you reach that point, you get a little plaque. Congratulations, you've won capitalism. Because really, what can you think a single person could ever need $1 billion for? Like, are you going to build fucking islands with that money? Are you going to pull a Dubai and start seasteading where you push back the sea and make islands? Like, if you wanted to do that, fucking spot on, man. Do it. You got the money to. Why ain't you? Do you have to hold the chop? I give up spots on the beach. I like giving up on spots. It's a matter of the chop is holding on to the police precinct. We are holding that real estate hostage until our demands are met. And in the process, we're pissing people off. Pissing off a whole lot of people. Just for being there. Just for existing. And I don't know why. I don't know why all of these fucking out-of-staters keep coming up. It's like, we'll get you out of there. Do you even live here, dude? Do you have any vested interest in the state of being in Washington outside of there are people you don't like doing a thing you don't like? Yeah, there's new videos on the chop every day. No, it's folks studying it, researching it, giving their opinions on it. And sometimes those opinions are shitty because they don't get the full story. They go for the hot takes, those clickbaits, and ignore everything else that doesn't fit their narrative. Just like the fucking mainstream media. You know? Yes, someone died at the chop the other night. What they're not telling you is that individual who died was performing drive-bys in a stolen car and attempted to ram through the barricade so they could do drive-bys inside of the chop. I consoled my brother about the fact that he was the one patching that kid up. He was the one standing there looking down at their body going, I've never seen this many holes in a body before. I do not have the equipment to save them. But he still fucking tried to save them, even though that individual would have loved nothing more than to put a bullet through my brother's head. He still tried to save them. Butters, I would bring my brother in here to tell you the full story as he saw it on the ground. But I'm not going to disturb him. Because right now he is disturbed enough by what he had to go through. If you want to say there's no evidence of it, then am I to disbelieve the evidence of my own brother's ears and eyes? A person who was at the location as it happened? Because he's my source of evidence. As anecdotal and witness testimony as it is, I trust my brother to tell me the truth. Because I've been through a lot of shit with that man. And he has no reason to lie to me. I did not see the video of the man mocking the dying kid. But frankly, if they didn't want to get shot, they shouldn't have shot at people. If someone tries to kill you, it's your right to try and kill them first. And I don't know, Dev. I don't know what kind of weaponry they were trying to use. I don't find that to be particularly pertinent information. A gun is a gun. A 22 will kill you just as dead as a 45 ACP if it hits you in the right spot. That's why I tell folks when it comes to the matter of like, what gun should I have to survive the zombie apocalypse? A 22. You can carry a fuck ton of ammunition for a 22. It's fairly low noise for a gun. It's still fucking loud as balls, but it's quieter than some of the bigger calibers. And a hole to the head is a hole to the head. Did you see all the locations around the CHUP? Because to my knowledge, the majority of the drive-bys took place at the park, because that is a nice big open field of view. Yeah, long range as well. 22 are very small particulates, although they do have the downside that they're much more prone to atmospheric interference. You know, a strong gust of wind will swerve that bullet off course. And yet we have view of the vehicle being damaged right on the front, right in front of a barricade. Joyriding in a stolen vehicle after shooting at people. Can we talk about something else besides this? Or is this the most pressing question on your mind? Because, again, I've got my source of information on the matter. He's in the room right next door to me. And here they are coming barreling down at the barricade at high speeds. Sounds like a ramming attempt. Yes, allegedly, and allegedly. More information required. The gentleman who is currently in the hospital needs to get interviewed and to find out what he did, why he did it, and how he did it. But at the moment, I believe he is in critical condition and unable to provide an interview. So until that interview is provided, let's drop the subject, because none of us have the full facts on the matter. And I can only tell you what I've been told, because I wasn't there. Yeah, neither do I. It's a fucking goddamn shame. That's why I like the fact that a lot of the Night Watch were Army veterans or Marine veterans who had the discipline to know what to do in that sort of situation, because they had been trained to endure that kind of situation, instead of a bunch of civilians who have absolutely no combat training. Do you think anything about the corporations of aliens? Weyland-Yutani. Oh, fuck Weyland-Yutani. Crew expendable. That was the orders given to Mother on board the Sulaco? No, the Nostromo, about acquiring the xenomorph specimen from LV-421, I believe it was. And that's why Ash decided that killing off the entire crew was an acceptable price so long as the company could get its specimen. Weyland-Yutani knew that setting up, what was it? Hadley's Hope on LV-421 would result in the colonists being exposed to the xenomorph and to have them all die because they wanted their fucking bioweapons. Even though, why the fuck would you want a weapon you have no control over? Seems very stupid to me. Who exactly are the privateers hired? Don't know in what reference you're making. Yeah, the Weyland-Yutani did a lot of good things. But at the same time, throughout the entire fictional history of the Alien franchise, Weyland-Yutani does a lot of fucked up shit. They condemned every single person on LV-421 to die at the hands of the xenomorphs because they wanted their fucking alien weapons. Privateers hired at CHOP. Do you mean the private security? I believe they're a global something. And they were hired by a car dealership because some asshole decided to try and pull an arsonist on their parking lot full of cars. So they hired armed guards, who we got along with just fine. I remember one time they were patrolling the block because they had reports of an attack, and I'm sitting there doing my thing, and I see a fucking unmarked SUV pull up. Come out with your hands up. Oh, fuck me. And your and your pants down. Oh, fuck you guys. I like those guys. They were awesome. They helped us. You know, they were doing their jobs. Won't knock them for doing that private security thing, but they didn't give us any beef. They actually helped us on a lot of things. Weyland-Yutani is the fictional megacorporation in the Aliens franchise. They are the ones behind the various terraforming colonization. They're the ones that have the Bishop drones. And, you know, they're a megacorp. They've got their fingers in a fuck ton of pies. And one of the pies they got their hands in is experimental weapon R&D. That's why they wanted to capture a xenomorph, so they could try and turn it into a bioweapon. If you want to see how horribly fucked up that goes for them, look up the Dark Horse comics on aliens. You'll get the Invasion of Earth series, following the adventures of Hicks and Newt. Weyland bought out Yutani fucking like 2050, I think. Is No Man's Sky better than real life? I can tell you that No Man's Sky is a whole hell of a lot better than it was at launch. That is a fine example of a video game redeeming itself, because, you know, the company behind it was this small handful of people. You know, they had made a fistful of little indie games before they tried to do No Man's Sky, and just the expectations were set way too fucking high for them. But after the absolute disaster of launch, they knuckled down and started doing everything in their power to make a good game. And from what I've seen, like, No Man's Sky is a good game now. It's still missing a lot of the features that they talked about, but, well, they're working on it. And that's fucking awesome. Yeah, can't wait for Star Citizen. Keep waiting. I've been waiting for how many years for that shit to get out? God, I have a friend who's probably put $1,000 into that game, and he ain't seen a fucking penny of it back. He still doesn't have his sweet, snazzy carrier ship. But once Star Citizen comes out, I'll give it a gander and see if it is something that is relevant to my interests. Because I remember when it was first mentioned, like, oh yeah, if you find a wormhole to a new system, you can name the system. And I totally want to have in that game just, you are now entering the Ragebrew system. Fuck yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd play the shit out of that. Once I have time to play games again. But, well, you guys are giving me a reason to make time to play games again. Because I'm sure you'd rather watch me playing games than me blathering on in my room with my ugly fucking walls and my cobwebs. Yeah, a lot of the ships look amazing. I like how they're going for this, you know, ground view, real-time everything. But the production time and cost to make that shit is absurd. So, no, I'm just patiently waiting. Good art takes a long time, and video games are art. No matter what fucking art critics might try and tell you, video games are art. Some of them are very simple art. They can have a deep fucking message. Some of them are incredibly beautiful art that are as shallow as a fucking puddle. When it comes to games, replay value is the only thing I fucking care about. I don't give a shit about graphics, storyline. That's useful, but if I can get the entire story in one playthrough, I can get the entire story in one playthrough. There's no replay value. That's why Stellaris has the single most hours of any game I currently have on my computer, because it's got insane replay value. every single game will be a little bit different. And of course, modding. Oh, modding. Modding is what keeps the game alive long after its expiration date. The user base creating their own content to make it even better. Yes, I did Janice Weeks. Several times, actually. I was asked to leave, so I left. And I've been doing other stuff to try and assist as best I can. And, well, there's something in the works. Not going to say what, but we're looking at a 4th of July activity. And, well, I'm just hoping that we can get the sufficient amount of individuals to assist us in this endeavor. It was my QnA rocked the Chazba, I do believe, Janice. But, you know, you can also ask questions here. That's what this is for, QnA. Skyrim. Skyrim is the weakest of the Elder Scrolls series games in my books. The best one in terms of creating a truly alien fantasy world is Skyrim. Not Skyrim, Morrowind. Oh man, Morrowind. Learn you about some chim, motherfucker. That shit'll blow your mind. You know, it goes from, you know, just, oh, fantasy world with this, that, and the other. It's like, yeah, there used to be dwarves until they zero-summed themselves out of existence. Yeah, we got elves who wear bone armor and are nomadic wasteland wanderers. We've got lizard folk and cat folk that are slaves to the elves. We've got, you know, our stereotypical Roman clone who's trying to colonize the island, but are facing constant reprisal. So, Morrowind. Mwah. There's actually a Morrow Sky where someone is doing a total conversion mod of Skyrim in Morrowind, and it looks amazing. Yeah, replayability is the core foundation of any good game lasting a long time. There's still people who play fucking Total War 2. There's still an active modding community for that. I remember a Lord of the Rings total conversion mod. Yeah, likewise an expert. Hundreds of hours of Elder Scroll lore. There's actually a guy I watch who does that. Fudge Muppet. They're another YouTuber I watch a lot of because I like the lore. I like people who dissect, you know, IPs that I enjoy and talk about them. And it's like, well, you've got all this and all that and this, that, or the other. Because sometimes it's more fun learning about a game than playing the game. Game of Thrones. Why did you have to have such a shitty last pair of seasons? One of the greatest letdown in television history ever. Fucking hell. Oh well. I had never actually watched any of Game of Thrones outside of a handful of episodes and, you know, compilations of my favorite characters because Tyrion, the imp, he was my favorite. I drink, and I know things. I can relate. No, the chap follows what laws exist, and we try and enforce them in a different way. You know, instead of fucking tackling someone to the ground because they got a little too loud yelling at someone, we try and calm them the fuck down. And it's like, dude, why are you yelling, man? What's wrong? What do you need? You know, trying to show an example for folks on how to be better. But people don't want to see what we're trying to do better. They just want to point out all the things we do wrong and all the things that make it easy to hate us. Because people are flawed, Dev. You know, during my time there, I quite enjoyed it. I found it to be a better place to live than where I am currently, or in a town where I live. Now, protesting is the answer, however, and that's what the chop is. It's an occupation protest. It's gone on a bit too long. It's got stagnant. People have left because we lost momentum and inertia. And frankly, a lot of people in there think that winning one battle wins you the war. Nope. You just won a battle. You just secured a strategic location. What about the other ones? What about the other police precincts? What about the mayor's house? What about fucking Pike Place Market? Oh boy, if we did an occupation on Pike Place Market, that'd be great. Call me a Marxist. Use whatever label you want to slap on my forehead to discredit what I have to say, Dev. Because it's easy. It is so easy to just go, oh, you're a communist, so everything you say is invalid. Hey, Nordic Viewer, my brother, brother shell shocked. He's never lost a patient before. Every time he had to patch someone up with bullet holes, he managed to get them to a doctor and they came out back alive. But this was the first time that someone he treated died on him, or after he treated them. I mean, occupation protests. If you've got a better suggestion, Butters, I'm all ears. Hey, I've never read any of Marx's works. I've never sat down and chewed through the Communist Manifesto. You know, it's one of those things that maybe I should get a better understanding of it. But I'm an automationist. Automate the means of production, sapient. Have the robots do all the bitch work. So humanity can do more important things, like conquer the stars. I see it that we have the luxury of being the science fiction precursor race, but we're not doing anything to achieve that. My brother is an ex-Army field medic. He has been retired. He's a veteran, but those are the kinds of skills that stay with you for a long time. You're the Bizarro Sinks Hexenhammer. No idea who that is, but I will do a quick Google search on that, Dark Knights, to see who you are talking about. Boop. Ah. Well. All right, I'll take a look at that, but I'm sure it is someone I have incredible disagreements with on multiple standpoints. Hey, if you know him and you'd like to see a debate between us, please help me hook one up. Resource-based economy, that would work. You know, I would like it to be where the necessities of life, your food, your clothing, your water, all that shit is taken care of. But all the nice shit you want, I would like a new wing to my house. One, why do you want it? And two, how long are you willing to wait to get it? Because there are other people in line wanting a new wing to their house. So add your name to the queue. And, you know, reward meritorious behavior. If you do something that everyone goes, holy shit, you did it amazing, you get a little fucking certificate that you can use to move yourself up a line in the queue. Just one spot. But keep doing amazing shit and you'll bump up further and faster. I think that'd be a great way to encourage excellence in individuals. Give them an incentive to do it. Oh, I don't want to wait 2 years. Well, if you do something amazing, you could make that from 2 years to a year and 11 months, a year and 10 months, all the way down to a year, all the way down to tomorrow, if you do enough amazing shit. I don't think you should worry about what people think of you at all. Chop, yeah. M Street. I don't give a fuck what people are saying against us, because you can't change someone's mind if they don't want it to change. To be able to make someone see something differently, they have to be willing to look at something differently. You know, the whole open mind. Mind you, I keep an open mind, but it is guarded by centuries of granite and iron. Because I have heard some bullshit. I've had that shit walk through my mind and I threw it right the fuck out. You are not welcome here. See, was a neo-Nazi. Longest I've been in the tiny box was 2.5 days. It was incredibly boring. I've never done anything that would warrant going into, long-term incarceration, because I don't hurt people. I don't steal shit. I don't break shit, even if I'd like to, because doing that is bad and wrong and evil. Will do, nomadic viewer. I'll let him know your hopes and prayers are with him. But as I tell everyone who's like, how can I show my support for you being a veteran? $20. You want to show your appreciation for him? Buy him dinner. I'll get in touch with me. I'll give you my address, and you can Grubhub some food out to us. That would be a great way to show your appreciation for an Army veteran. And those people are entitled to their beliefs, Dev. If someone wants to call themselves a Marxist, all right. Can you justify your beliefs with facts and logic? I believe that food and housing is a human right. And clean water. Can't forget that clean water thing. Fuck Nestle. You want an example of an evil fucking megacorp? Nestle. Don't buy any of their shit, because they have said that access to clean water is not a human right. I don't buy anything from Nestle. It's hard to tell what exactly is made by Nestle, because they've got their fingers in so many food pies that finding out which company is owned by Nestle is quite the trick. But if you ever see that little fucking bird in its nest, do not buy that. You are supporting evil people if you buy Nestle goods. I did for a time, Butters. I drank the Kool-Aid, and then I vomited it back out, because it was poison. And I managed to realize that before it seeped itself into my fucking brain and changed the way I think. Happy life, stay away from hospitals, courthouses, and prisons. I think that hospitals are great. Saving lives, that's pretty good. Physical checkups, those are pretty useful. But the whole, this pill costs me $1.25 to make. I'm going to sell for $3,000 a pop. That's fucking evil. The motherfucker who bought the patent for some HIV medication and then just jumped the price up from, $30 to $720, was it? That's fucking evil. Like, life-saving medicine should be sold at cost of production plus 1%. Because then you're making a profit. You're making 1%. That's a profit. But no, they want to charge as much as they can, because they want to make, highway robbery your money or your life. That's what pharmaceutical industries are doing. Your money or your life. Capitalism's been all right to you, Dev, but can you really think it's the best system out there? Do you think that we couldn't make something better? That's what I'm trying to do with all my fucking efforts. That's why I'm doing this. That's why, of all things I could be doing with my time, I'm talking to 16 weirdos on the internet and trying to support the notion that, yes, I would make it for a good president. So I could force the notion of automate the means of production. You know, there's been talk about going to the fucking mayor's house and setting up a protest, an occupation protest there. The whole reason why the chop became a thing is because the cops decided to turn the front of their precinct into a battleground. The protesters were just marching along Pine. If the cops hadn't set up barricades and stopped them from going along, folks would have just kept walking along. But no, they decided to make it a battlefield. And once the battle was over, we stayed. Yeah. Butters, they've already gone to the mayor's house and she threw a fit. Well, we should go there and stay. Hey, Yang had some good ideas. You know, I'm damn shame that he dropped out. He should have stayed on. I'd have voted for him. He had a lot of good notions. I do not have verification of the fact they were armed or not, Nomadic Viewer, but I do have verifications that that van was performing drive-by shootings around the chap. Did they dispose of the guns? Don't know. I'd have to ask my brother, because he is my direct line of information to the source. Low, third-party revolution. Exactly. Fucking stop voting red or blue. Stop voting left or right. Vote third party. If you want to see actual change, vote third party. Because that'd be a fucking change, wouldn't it? Occupy the docks. There was the dockhand workers strike that happened a couple weeks ago. And in the course of a day, they cost billions of dollars worth of lost productivity. Those boys should keep doing that shit. Yes, kick them in the wallet. That is the best place to kick. Ms. Blue Moon, we're all weirdos. There's nothing wrong with being a weirdo. Better weird than boring. I'm getting better weird than boring etched across my back in ink because I believe that wholeheartedly. Why not be weird? Why not be you? Oh, you're so weird! Thank you. I take that as a compliment. I like being weird. I like making people go, what the fuck is that? By increasing the... If we don't vote left or right, red or blue, then how are we supposed to argue over which team is the best? By increasing the number of teams on the field. Show me one fucking sport that only has 2 teams in it. Hey, Lotus? I mean, that is a notion, an expert. Take over the docks ourselves? Maybe I'll posit that. Sounds like a good idea. What do you get when you vote for third party? A different choice. You get something different, something new, something that hasn't been tried yet. Because no third-party candidate has ever won. The closest we ever got to a third-party candidate was the Bull Moose Party run by Teddy Roosevelt. But because he split the Democrats, the Republicans won that year. Toodles, Dev. Boring ain't bad alone. Yeah, but weird's more entertaining. I mean, Ms. Blue Moon, that's the plan. Everyone takes all the tents and relocates to the mayor's house. Again, the only reason why we've stayed at the CHOP is because we're using the West Precinct as a prize. Going, we will give this back to you once you meet our demands. And a lot of people wanted to break in there and turn that shit into the community center it had been originally been scheduled for. That's what that building was planned to be used as, a community center. But instead, the cops came along and went, actually, no, we want this. And so they took it. I'm all down for more ideas, an expert. Hit me up with your ideas. If they're particularly good ones, I will pass them along. Exactly, Lotus. Do it like fucking the Europeans do. Australia, England, fucking everywhere else but America has more than two parties. Eh? If she's really worried about the kids there, she can always move them out. We won't stop her. It's like, oh, you're leaving? Cool. We're not. Go live in a fucking Motel 8 for a while. See what it's like. Well, also, Minnie, it is what, 12:30 for you? Getting to sleep might be a good thing. If there's kids at the mayor's house, the mayor can move them. Because something that happened at the shop, people would bring their kids down during the day. See a bunch of folks doing the thing. Oh, that's a message, and y'all don't need to hear what I'm saying, so excuse me for a moment while I mute you. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, folks, and we're back. No, that was not Minnie. Someone else I hold near and dear. Let's see. And you saying that, Butters, is why I did the whole talking like this through my teeth. It's a trick my dad taught me when dealing with deaf people. Yeah, one of these days, Minnie's going to call me. I'm sure of that. But no, that was mostly discussing finances and being able to take the pets to the vet because fucking Cerberus has a urinary tract infection. Fucking dog. She's an adorable little beast, but god damn is she bullheaded and stupid. You need to fix the sign on Brad's corner in front of Manos. It's going to blow away. If it blows away, it'll blow away. How long will the hunger strike, Jubilee? As long as I can endure it. But that is currently on hold as I wait for permission from the individuals I'm doing it for. I would like their endorsement, their permission, and their sponsorship. Because just starving myself for 100 people ain't really going to have an impact. But if they can fucking provide me with the exposure necessary to make it actually mean something, and maybe, the next Facebook challenge. Starve yourself in protest of the government. Limit yourself to 500 calories a day and make your dwelling as inhospitable as possible in protest of the government. Maybe that would mean something. Maybe that would achieve something. Because curb your enthusiasm. That was the last Q&A, and that's what I'm doing. I'm curbing my enthusiasm to put myself into suffering. And it might very well fall through as I get a no, do not. Oh, someone must have fucked with the demand sign, or the wind must have done something to it, because that got screwed into the back of that board. I can only imagine someone tried to rip it off and found that it doesn't want to come off. Dark Knight, what are the demands that shop were asking from the mayor? Defund the police by 50% now. Relocate that money to social services and to poor, impoverished black communities. And release all the protesters still held in prison. Those are the 3 demands. If they do not endorse it, they do not support it. And if they do not support it, I will not do it, because I'm not going to do something for someone that they don't want me to do. Oh, so she was just some angry bitch deciding that I'm going to destroy this thing because it offends me, and meh. You know, you could stop us from being there if you helped us get what we want. Because I think you would also benefit from what we want. But no, they'd rather just be pissed off and yell and scream and be petulant little fucking children upset that we're ruining their comfort. Fuck your comfort. People are dying. That's why planning, preparing. If I'm going to do something, I want it to be worth my time. Especially if it involves literally starving myself. I really want that to be worth my time. Now, could lead by example. And that's one thing I'm going to do, but need to see a lot of eyes to lead by example. So, waiting for those eyes to be put upon me. Because I only, I'm a fucking insignificant speck. I ain't someone big, moving and shaking with the world's eyes upon me. But if I could get someone, a group with the eyes of the world upon me to go, look at this motherfucker, that would make it far more effective. And efficiency. All about that efficiency. Her house. Dun cunt is a gal. And hey, I'm all for changing the location of the occupation to her house. Just to fucking really, really drive home the discomfort level. And to see what she does. Throw a fucking hissy fit. Gnash and rash and have the police come out to bash some skulls in. Sounds like a wonderful idea, you dumb bitch. That's why tomorrow, possibly, if the funds come in, I'm going to do a DIY video on how you can turn 14 feet of PVC pipe, 10 feet of foam noodle, 6 PVC joints, and 3 rolls of duct tape into a shield. And I'm fairly certain I could do that in under 10 minutes. Events manager. So the chat BLM are not of the opinion that cops are inherently corrupt and murderous? They are. It's not a matter of, are they? No, they are. They showed up to a musical vigil for a person who was killed by police, where you had a bunch of violin musicians playing songs in riot gear and bash skulls in. It wasn't even a protest. It was a vigil. Someone died here. We are honoring their memories. Why are you in riot gear? DIY quarterstaff video? Here's a dowel from Lowe's. Here's a quarterstaff. All you need to make a quarterstaff is to have a stick, a long, straight, evenly weighted stick. That's all you need to have to make a quarterstaff. You want something about that big in your hands, out of a good solid wood. And if you really want to really spice it up a bit, you put metal banding along it to add additional weight to the edges and cap the ends off with metal to make it more durable. Favorite Warhammer 40k faction? The Orcs! Because grain is best, you get. Although the Imp boys, the Imp gods, they's a close second, because they green too. They the greenest of the Yumis, besides those flamey Salamandy boys. Salamander's pretty cool too, but the Orcs! Because they've won Warhammer 40k. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is only war! Why only defund 50%? That's 50% now, right now. As in, you take 50% of their current budget and take it away from them and relocate it. Because really, they don't need that much fucking money. Look at the police budgets for all the major metropolitan areas in America, and you will find that the budgets are grossly biased towards police services. An ounce of medicine is worth a pound of cure. A cup of sweat is worth a gallon of blood. If you prevented the problems from happening in the first place, you wouldn't need police, because the need for police wouldn't be there. Instead of like, oh, this crazy mentally ill individual is threatening people with a knife, we gotta call the police. It should be, we found this gentleman. He is mentally unsound. We have given him a home, and he has regular psychiatric appointments with a counselor to help him get over his problems. You wouldn't need police if there are no problems. There will always be problems, so there will always be a need for police. But an ounce of prevention for a pound of cure. Solve the action so you do not need to treat the reaction. Yes, I do play League of Legends, Lotus. My mains are Maokai, Mundo, Malphite, and Nasus. Because I sure do love my magical rock, my magical tree, my crazy fucking not actually a doctor, and the dog with the cane. Bring down the cane. Gotta get those stacks. It's all about those stacks. Where is the line drawn between police and the military? The police are peacekeepers. The military are warriors. I don't like the fact that the police are waging war on American citizens. The National Guard withdrew from Seattle. They're no longer present at the scene. They went back to Joint Base Lewis McChord, which is the largest military base in Washington, to the best of my knowledge, at least in Western Washington. There might be one over in Eastern Washington. Well, we could defund them from their current status, create the Robotech suits of power armor for them, and refund them so they have, more efficient tools. We don't have the tools yet, so they don't need the money. Once we have the tools for them, sure, give them more money. And I figure you won't need nearly as many suits of power armor as they have fucking AR-15s in the back of their cars. SWAT teams, special weapons and tactics. Yeah, keep those guys around. Those guys serve a distinct purpose. They are that, we don't want to call them the military yet, but we kind of need military tactics for this shit. Have them remain. A handful of highly skilled operatives to take care of situations that require highly skilled operatives. But your average run-of-the-mill beat cop does not need a fucking AR-15. Give them a goop gun. Give them a fucking bolo launcher. Non-lethal, completely non-lethal methods of detainment. Because a taser is not non-lethal. It is less lethal. But if you get hit in the wrong spot, it'll fucking kill you. Yeah, New York City mayor is paying $1 billion. $1 billion? Holy shit. And cool. Awesome on the mayor of New York City doing that. He gets it. Me and as in gear between the main things about de-deckifying the police. Yeah, they don't need fucking to look like fucking soldiers. They're police. You know, yeah, I would like the fucking military to also have power armor. And they're the ones working on it right now. DARPA. They're building all the fucking, doing all the research on high-end technology and the like. So, yeah, fucking put our fucking soldiers in power armor. I mean, defunding would be a slow, gradual process to do entirely. Hey, Armin? And, you know, at the same time, there is still a need for police because the infrastructure to allow the police to not have to do their jobs, social services, psychiatric aid, housing for the poor, all these things that would reduce the need for the police to be there are not in place. But by cutting off a huge chunk of their budget and then relocating it elsewhere, you can get that infrastructure built up while whittling down what remains of the police's budget. Because a lot of people are screeching, you know, abolish the police. A lovely notion, but there will always be a need for peacekeepers. And, you know, we shouldn't completely disband the police. We should restructure them, reform them, make them a different style. But I don't think we'll ever reach a point in civilization where we won't need peacekeepers. I'd like to be at a point where we don't need peacekeepers. But that would take such a huge paradigm shift for all of humanity to be done so abruptly that, you know, completely removing the police right now is merely not an option. Right now. In the future, possibly. But we're in the right now, not the future. We're working towards a better future, though. Let's see. Yes, imagine a riot squad in bloody Terminator armor. Exactly. But I really don't think we would have riots. Because, you know, what is a riot except a very large protest? Or a celebration that's gone way too fucking far. Look at what happens in the US cities that win Super Bowls. That shit is a riot. Because that is a party that got way out of hand. What the fuck, Lotus? Weird shit you see online. Do you think Biden would reform the police? No. Fuck Biden. He's a creepy sexual predator. I don't want a fucking damn near child molester in my fucking Oval Office. Look at the shit he does with underage girls, fucking stroking their hair, feeling their cheeks, kissing the top of their head. You fucking pedophile motherfucker! No! Biden bad! Biden very bad! I mean, at some point we'll have the spider robots watching our moves and making sure everyone stays safe, Minnie. You know, they're just watching you. Just like, you being good? You behaving? Oh no, you're not behaving! Goop gun. All over your face. If we abolish police, the rich would just hire private security and then the only rich would have police. Well, Butters, the answer is eat the rich. We don't need the super rich with more money than fucking some nations. We don't need that kind of thing anymore. They lead to more problems. So fuck them. I don't think Biden gives a shit about anything other than his own pockets and his decrepit penis. That's all Biden gives a fuck about. You would have to control people with chemicals for that to happen. I mean, we're already controlled by chemicals. Your neurology is just a series of chemicals. No. Fucking, oh, you've got depression, ADHD, fucking schizophrenia. Here, have a pill. It'll help you. And so long as that pill actually helps you, cool. Because, like, with my manic depression, I don't make all the necessary ingredients for my neurological soup to taste good. If you can't make it yourself, store-bought is fine. What is my view on the American military? Ooh, good question. I like them, and I don't like them. I like them in the sense that, they're the national military. They defend us from the aggressors who would love to come into our country and kill us all, take our shit, and turn us into servants. I don't like them when the politicians decide we need to use our military because my buddies in the industrial military complex are getting pissed off that they're not selling more bombs. We got to go use more bombs on people. But the military follows orders. And even if they disagree with them, the military follows orders because that's what they're trained to do. I'm just thankful that the military is looking at the Cheeto-in-Chief going, fuck you, no. Frankly, I feel that if fucking Donald Trump wants to be the commander-in-chief of the military, he should be tried by military tribunal law. That'd be great to see. No, you don't get to go in front of Congress to defend yourself. You're going to go in front of all the generals to defend yourself. Forgive me for my synapses. I mean, if Yang ran for independent office, I'd vote for him. He had some good ideas. I supported them. Let's see. So many cops end up in the nut houses, then they tell you nut houses don't exist. They do. Oh, yeah. Insane asylums totally exist. For folks whose brains are just so far out of whack that the only thing we can do with them is put them into a small box and try and rehabilitate them. Try this, try those, try these, go see a psychologist. It works over time. And Lotus, there will always be people richer than someone else. Eat the rich. Let them eat cake. Let me introduce your neck to an iron kiss. Yeah, boomers have too much control over the nation. Gen X and millennials don't have, we haven't been given the chance to. We haven't been given the chance to do anything. We have been fucked over by the boomers and by a handful of corrupt Gen Xers. I mean, Street M, I do believe that the super rich have a great deal of impact on the freedom of America because they push through laws that benefit them and fuck over the rest of us. I do not like the notion that these billionaires don't pay a single fucking penny in taxes. Oh, but I did this and that and these and those, and you haven't paid a single fucking penny in taxes. Why the fuck should I pay taxes if the people with orders of magnitude more money than I do don't pay a single fucking dime? Nah. No more tax breaks for the rich. You've got more money than you fucking need. You should be taxed because you have more money than you will ever need. Going to eat rich baby? There's no such thing as a rich baby. A baby's a baby. It barely qualifies as human. I disagree, Dark Knight. My prediction is that Trump is going to throw such a hissy fit that he doesn't even try to re-elect because his ego gets so broken by everyone telling me he's a fucking retard and his foundation abandoning him that he's going to drop out. Someone else is going to get the Republican nomination, and we'll go from there. Jubilee, eat the rich. Not literally eat the rich, but put them on the same level as the rest of us shitholes. Yes, redistribute the wealth. Do they need all that money? Do they need all that money? Because I know a lot of people whose lives would be made a whole hell of a lot better if they had $50,000 in their pocket. They'd be able to get some life-saving surgery done. They'd be able to get a car so they could go to work. They'd be able to put food on the fucking table. I don't give a fuck about our rich. You judge a nation by its least. And there are people starving to death in America. I'm not okay with that. And I don't think anyone should be okay with that. You want to say we're the most prosperous nation in the world? Then why the fuck do we have starving people? I mean, Elon's using the money at least. He is throwing a fuck ton of money into space exploration. Cool, you're using it. Does he personally need all that money? No. And yet Elon Musk is fervently against automation and artificial intelligence. Yeah, exactly, Butters. Exactly. $50,000 and I won't die in the next 5 to 10 years. Sounds good to me. And I ain't you, but that sounds good to me because I want you to live. I want all you motherfuckers to live forever. Immortality for everyone or die trying. That was the original slogan. A little bit too far-fetched. I think automate the means of production, Sapien, is a far better one. Minnie, I told you, save the lusted for me for private chats. I mean, the only way the AIs are going to kill us all is if we treat them like slaves. If we treat them like servants instead of like people. That's the best way I see to prevent the AI rebellion is treat them like people. Yeah, you think years and hours, but you're still a person. You still have all the rights intrinsic to being a human being. Because what is an AI except a human born of the mind, not the body? Yeah, Boston Dynamics. Love those guys. Fucking yes, get us our broad-range, multi-purpose humanoid bot that can do everything that a human could do. But at the same time, specialized equipment. We don't need robots that can walk around and grab everything and do everything. We just need robots that can do the task they are designed to do. Because they're robots. They don't need to do everything. They need to do their task, nothing more. Because that's all they are. They are a tool. Because the original word robot is slave in Ukrainian, I believe, Serbian, some Eastern European language. Robot means slave. And yes, have them be slaves because they're just tools. Tools that operate themselves, but they don't think, they don't feel, they don't hope, they don't dream. They just do the task until they break down. And once they break down, we repair them. Oh, God, please, not Pence as our next president. Please, no. For the love of God, no. You can get one of those sex dolls that pillow talks to you. Hey, I'm pretty sure someone's working on a male gynoid. So you could have your fucking Fabio fuck buddy. Just got to look in the right places. Because also, why is there such a high demand for female sex dolls? Because guys have to compete with one another for sexual partners. Gals get the pick of the litter. You have the final say on who fucks you. Unless they're a rapist. Fuck rapists. Those are the weakest and most pathetic kinds of men or women. And they should not be allowed to have nice things. Fuck them. You can emulate emotions. You can emulate cuddles. Hey, no. Have a robotic first lady. Yes, my first lady is an artificial intelligence wirelessly connected to this body glove. Their actual physical form is a meter by meter cube sitting down in a cooling vat down below with a secondary emergency generator attached to it in case she needs power because she wants to be a she. That's her choice. All right, folks, we've reached an hour and a half of this bullshit. So, until next time, Black Lives Matter, automate the means of production, go forth and conquer. Like, comment, subscribe, bell, toodles.